What's going on, guys? It's Frankie Gomez with eXp Realty, and in this video, we're going to check out the top 5 new construction communities in Spring Hill for families. I'm going to give you a street view from my car of each community. We're going to check out the model homes, and then we'll talk about floor plans and pricing. As always, if you have any questions or you're looking to move to Spring Hill or the Tampa Bay area in general, you can reach out using the contact information in the description below. And make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. It really helps support the channel. Otherwise, let's jump right in. All right, our first community is Valleybrook by Pulte Homes. And just so you guys know, I'm going to structure this video by giving you guys a quick tour of the community and a model home, and then we'll jump into the details and the nitty-gritty of, HOA pricing and all that stuff. So this is Valleybrook. It's one loop off of Powell Road. It's actually close to Nature Coast. You can actually see it in the background there, Nature Coast Technical High School. But yeah, this is the model home here we're pulling into. This is a 3 or 4 bedroom, depending on what modifications you do. It's 2,230 square feet and a 3 bathroom home. Obviously, this is a model home, so pricing will depend on, what upgrades you do if you do decide to select a floor plan and build versus a quick move-in home, which is already built. So this plan starts at 355. The quick move-ins, because of convenience and maybe finishes, vary in price, and we'll talk about that in a second. But just wanted to give you guys a glimpse at what these homes and the layout looks like. This is the Medina floor plan. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but yeah, I mean, it's really nice, good upgrades. Again, I don't know what this specific home would cost, but um, we'll talk about, base price and then some quick move-ins we'll check out on their website as well. There's the laundry room. This is a bedroom. It's just, again, model home, so they have their finishes there. And this isn't a master plan community or anything, but they do have a playground that's kind of central to all the homes. All right, so let's take a look at Valleybrook, what they offer, the pricing, and all that good stuff. So this is their website. They have a Black Friday sale going on, which is there's always something going on with builders. They have Black Friday sales or end of year sales or beginning of year sales. There's always sales. So they're offering a 3.9% adjustable rate mortgage. It's fixed for the first 7 years, and then it changes after that. You definitely would want to look at like the terms and, if you refinance, can you refinance, by a certain time. But the APR is 5.5%. And then obviously you could see here it says starting year 8, interest rate and payment adjust every 6 months based on index rate changes. And then another thing, the reason people usually gravitate towards builders is the closing costs. So up to 20,000 in closing cost. And they say up to, your closing costs probably aren't 20,000 depending on the home you buy. So that's why they say up to. You usually get less than what they're offering because you don't have that much closing costs to cover. So that's something to keep in mind as well. The HOA, I have it here actually. HOA is $129 per month. Seems a little high because all they really have here is one loop. So maybe like, I don't know, 50 homes, let's say. There's no CDD fees, and there is a community playground, as you saw in that walkthrough I just did. But if we just jump to, we can go to the home site map. This is what they have available. The green is available to build on. The blue are quick move-in homes, and then everything else, the red is sold. So if we actually go to the homes here, these are the floor plans that you could build on lots that are currently still available. They might not have updated the website because I didn't see too many lots available, but they might just be building to sell all the rest as quick move-ins. But they have the Crestmere, which is their smallest home. It's 1,662 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And then the largest home, this is the model that we looked at, 355 starting, 2,230 square feet. And then the largest home they have is almost 2,900 square feet, and it starts at 395. I'll scroll a little bit slower so you can kind of just check them all out. And then if we go to back to home, sorry. And then if we go to quick move-ins, so they have a crust mirror, which is almost 1,700 square feet for 334. We can probably take a look. This is what you can expect finishes wise, which it doesn't look too different from the model. The model is just staged, and there's some stuff on the walls, like some woodwork that they did and wainscoting and all that stuff. But the tile in the shower seems to be the same. And then it's the walk-in closet. So it's a little bit more basic, obviously. And then the lot sizes are going to be, standard for a community like this. This is a Medina that's available now, so we can compare this directly to the model. And as you see, flooring, they did an upgrade of the flooring in the model. It's nice that you still have the recessed ceiling there in the living room. But this is priced at $395, so about 40,000 more than the base of a home that you would build, and pretty much buy before they break ground. Sorry, I got all twisted up there. So this is priced 40,000 more. I'm assuming they're just pretty much pricing in convenience, because obviously this is probably the bare minimum you get when you build from the ground up with them. I guess a good thing is that all appliances are included. And then you have the builder warranty with all of these homes, obviously, as well. Here's another Medina 398. This one from the outside looks a little bit more custom. Let's take a look at the inside. So this one has wood flooring, or LVP most likely. Pretty much the same finishes though. Carpet in the bedrooms, subway tiles in the bathrooms. And that one's 2,262 square feet. So we're not going to look at all of these, but if we just go to, let's look for like some of the bigger homes. 1850, 2,400 square feet here for this Tilden. It's 384. 5 bedroom, 3 bath, 2 car garage. And pretty much the same finishes that you saw in the other ones. This one has tile though. So yeah, you can look at this pricing all, pretty much for the larger homes, closer to 400,000. And then if you go to their starting at and their base pricing for those larger homes, starting at 354 to starting at 365. So they're factoring in like, 20 to 40,000 for, I guess, convenience, and also just, I guess that's really it, because depending on how much the upgrades cost, you're probably better off just buying a quick move-in. And the quick move-ins usually have better incentives as well. All right, so now let's just take a look at where Valleybrook is located, proximity to Spring Hill. So here's Spring Hill. It's just east of, not downtown Spring Hill, but central Spring Hill. And the biggest thing, I guess the biggest plus, in my opinion, is that Chocochatty and Nature Coast are right here. So this is the elementary school that you're zoned for. Nature Coast, you wouldn't be zoned for. You have to apply and get in, or do a lottery. It's really not difficult to get in, but you just you can't be zoned for it. And then over here, just down the street, my computer always runs slow when I'm recording for some reason. It's very frustrating. But down the street here, you also have Chocochatty, or not Chocochatty, Challenger K through 8, which is another school that you apply, or go in the lottery to get into. And that's, some of the best schools in the county. You have Chocochatty, which is A-rated, Challenger A-rated, and I believe Nature Coast received an A rating recently too, but don't hold me to that. I can I'll link below some resources to check out school ratings and stuff like that. But you also have the Suncoast Parkway right here, so you're close to that. You can jump on the Parkway and go to 50, which has all the major stores and shopping up here. You can get to downtown Brooksville quickly, so it's a pretty convenient location. Anderson Snow Park is maybe 10 minutes away. And like I said, the Suncoast being close is great as well. You also have Target and Kohl's here, Starbucks. So I know that's important to a lot of people these days. So yeah, that's Valleybrook.
Real quick, I just wanted to mention that if you have any questions about the homes or communities we're looking at, you can reach me directly using the contact information below. Also, all these builders offer buyer agent commission, so at no cost to you, I can help you with a purchase on any of these homes.
Our second neighborhood is Caldera, which is built by Homes by West Bay, which is a more luxury, higher end builder. And then Pulte Homes is also in this community as well, offering a little bit more affordable options. Everything we're passing here is Sterling Hill, which I have videos on if you want to check my YouTube channel for that. But this is Caldera here. We're entering. It's not a part of Sterling Hill, so but it kind of looks like it is because you are on Sterling Hill Boulevard when you pull into Caldera. But this is the Pulte Homes side of the community. So as you could tell, just a little bit more basic. And then you'll see in the models that we're passing right here, one of them is Pulte, one is Homes by West Bay. These are all Homes by West Bay homes here, kind of showcasing those next to the model as well. These ones are sold already, obviously, but let's check out the model homes. So this is the one of the Pulte models in Caldera. This is also the Medina, so the one we just looked at in Valleybrook. They also have a Williston, I believe it's pronounced. It's a larger model next door, but it was closed when I recorded this. Um, but yeah, this is just a kind of like a more modest version of the Medina we just looked at in Valleybrook. So this can give you a better idea on what you can expect in a quick move-in home in both of those communities because both are by Pulte. So yeah, I feel like this is, kind of in between looking at an empty home and the really updated model home that we just saw at Valleybrook. Yeah, it's still nice. There's probably some upgrades to that kitchen if I had to guess with the quartz and the brown cabinetry. But yeah, there's another model that if you wanted to look at, you could. It's a larger home, the Williston, a two-story, 2,586 square feet. It's 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, two-car garage. But yeah, after we kind of finish looking at this model, we'll look at Homes by West Bay's model, and then we'll talk about pricing and all that stuff for both Homes by West Bay and Pulte in Caldera. Okay, so I know I said we'll check out Homes by West Bay and then we'll talk about it, but I figured let's talk about Pulte and Caldera first. So just to cover it all right now, Caldera's HOA is $48 per month, and then there's a CDD which ranges between 2,000 and 2,500 per year depending on the lot. Schools are Pine Grove Elementary, West Hernando Middle School, and Central High School. And the amenities is why there's a CDD of almost $2,500. Um, the If we go here, you'll see that this is being built. When I was there, it was probably about 70% done. I mean, the structure was up and the pool was dug out. They were working on everything. I didn't see any signs of these courts yet, but yeah, there's going to be a lot more amenities. The clubhouse is going to be super nice. The pool is going to be super nice. It's going to be very resort style. Again, that's why you see the CDD fee of 2,000 to 2,500. If we go back here, we can look at the location of Caldera. So as I mentioned, if we just let me see if I can view a larger map here. If we zoom out a little bit, you'll see that we're somewhat close to Valleybrook, actually just down the street. Here's Nature Coast and Chocochatty, as I mentioned. This one's also very close to Challenger, which is right here. So good locations for schools and proximity to the 589 or the Suncoast Parkway. Um, but all around Caldera is Sterling Hill. So all this community, um, you even have Westbridge Cove Rentals, which is a newer rental community. And then all around Challenger here is Sterling Hill. So you're kind of tucked away into Sterling Hill, but you're not a part of Sterling Hill. You have your own amenities, your own pool, clubhouse, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's the location. And then if we go to Pulte's, offering, it's the same thing as Valleybrook with the Black Friday sale. the adjustable rate mortgage of 3.9%, and then the closing cost of 20K. If we go to their homes, they have a wider selection. They have a Regal series here, which includes the Crescent, which is 292. It's only 1,500 square feet. And then as we get to some of the larger homes, we got the Williston, which is the model I mentioned. That starts at 355, and that's almost 2,600 square feet. And then you have the Signature series, which is just going to come with better updates. And that starts at 345 for 1,662 square feet. And there's the Medina, the other model, 2,230 square feet. We talked about that. It's 10,000 more here in Caldera. But you have some even larger homes like the Yellowstone, which starts at 430, 3,400 square feet. And then even an Elite series that starts at 390 for 2,200 square feet. And then you have the Everly, which is 2,700 square feet and starting at 420. So there's a lot of different series, a lot of different floor plans available in this community. And if you saw from the drive around video I did at the beginning, there's a lot of lots available. So if you have interest in living in a more upscale, I guess expensive community because you do have the CDD, this is probably what you're looking for. If you're looking for like a master plan community with amenities, and you can definitely find some higher end homes like with finishes and stuff like that. So yeah, if we go back up, we'll go to the quick move-ins and we'll just get an idea. So 450 for 2,500 square feet. I don't know if they'll have any real pictures. Yeah. So as you could tell, definitely nicer than what they were offering in Valleybrook. Didn't mean to click that, but we'll just take a peek here. And then let's go to a larger one. So these are the more affordable options here, 2,300 square feet. Still nice. This is definitely staged though. So I wanted to find one with like real pictures for you guys. I don't know if any of them will have this, but yeah, it just looks like the same pictures. So yeah, these are just renderings. There's not, here's one. The Crestmere for 340, 1,600 square feet in the Signature series. So similar to the Valleybrook finishes. And then here's a Medina, kind of similar to the one we looked at in Valleybrook as well. And same thing, same finishes. And that one is 370. So cheaper than the one in Valleybrook, which was around, I think, 400, 398. Here's a one for 391. That's model representation. So yeah, Pulte and Caldera, they have a lot more options when it comes to floor plans and different series as well. Same offer for financing. Now we'll take a look at the Homes by West Bay model and talk about them. I had to speed up this tour a little bit, but this is the Bayside 2 at Caldera. This is their model home. This home starts at 558,000. It's a 5 or 6 bedroom depending on what you do. 4 bath, 3,554 square feet. If I didn't speed up this overall video would be way too long. Because it's such a large home, but as you could tell, a lot of high-end finishes, probably closer to 700,000 this way. If you add the pool, you're probably closer to 900 or a million, and that's just an estimate. The pool obviously doesn't come standard, but the layout and some of the finishes here you'll see are standard. But this is a beautiful home. It's a 2-story, 3-car garage, and yeah, this is on the bottom floor here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. I'm looking at the floor plan. And then upstairs, you have 2 more bedrooms and a bonus room. And then there is the flex room or office that we just passed. You have a bathroom upstairs, a full bath with a shower, and then the rest of the bathrooms are downstairs, the 3 others. Laundry room here. Again, everything is this is the nicest home we're going to tour in this video of Spring Hill. And it's probably the most expensive new construction options in Spring Hill outside of maybe Serengeti, which I'll probably end up doing another video on. But yeah, this is super nice. Love the bonus room up here, and then also the 2 bedrooms with the bath as well. If you have guests, this is perfect for them. It's kind of like their own little suite. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and we'll cover the pricing in a second here. All right, so this is Homes by West Bay in Caldera, as you can tell, or as you can see, 450,000 to $1 million. The neighborhood, some of the highlights, resort style amenities, as I mentioned when we just talked about Caldera, pickleball courts, resort style pool, playground, dog park. It's pretty much, I mean, one of the only newer communities that has this level of amenities. I'm not sure if you just heard the garbage truck in the background as I'm recording this, but sorry if you did. But yeah, here's the model home that we looked at, the Hyde Park. That's actually not right. It was the Bayside 2, I believe. This is the one we looked at with the bonus room. They have this wrong on here. But anyways, this is the 2,500 square foot Hyde Park 3 at Caldera. It's 447,000. And then the largest home is 4,200 square feet. It's the Belmar. It's 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bath, 3-car garage. So I want to go to the quick move-ins and see what they have available here. Not sure why that just did that, but yep, here we go. So we have a 4.3, 2,500 square feet for 500,000. It's a 3-car garage. And let's see if we can get some photos, some real photos. So these look like real photos. It's just virtually staged. So for 500,000, and this is the Hyde Park 3. It's ready now. I want to compare it to building from the ground up as well. So, but this is a nice home. I mean, it should be more higher end than the Pulte homes, obviously, for 500,000, but it's, a good size, 2,500 square feet. I think you guys get the gist. I could always show you guys in person if you're actually interested in taking a look at some of these quick move-ins. So I'm going to go back to the quick move-ins. Actually, I just wanted to compare that one. So that was the Hyde Park 3. It starts at 446. So it's 500,000 for the quick move-in. And this is starting, so you're probably going to get something close to, if not very similar, or if not the exact same thing as you see in that quick move-in for that 446, but you have to wait for it to be built. I guess on the plus side, you do get to select your home site if you build from the ground up. And this just reminded me, the home sites are 60 feet wide, so wider than Pulte, and the widest that we'll see out of all the communities, all these new construction communities. So yeah, back to the quick move-in. This one looks like it has some real pictures for 518. This is a 4.3, 2,500 square feet, so comparable to this other home. Let's take a look at this one though. So about 20,000, 18,000 more. And pretty similar as far as finishes go. I think you'd have to really tour them in person to get a full idea on, the value that you're getting, especially when you have to consider the lot size as well. I'd really like to get your guys' opinion on what you guys think about these homes and the prices for these new construction homes and these builders. And yeah, just in general, what you guys think. I know a lot of these builders are not struggling right now, but they're moving homes a lot slower, and that's why you see some of the incentives they're offering and these price drops. So yeah, this is Homes by West Bay and Caldera. I believe I got pretty much covered everything for this one. There's the HOA and the CDD. So they have the CDD at $23.75 annually. That might be an average. And then the HOA is $47 per month. Schools, as I mentioned, Pine Grove, West Hernando, and Central, but you're very close to Challenger, Chocochatty, and Nature Coast if you want to go that route. And yeah, another quick view of the amenities that they're building. All right, our next community is Sunset Landing by Adams Homes. This one is located off of Landover Boulevard. It's kind of tucked away off of a neighborhood, not really a main road. So it's kind of hidden a little bit. It's gated. HOA is $60 per month. And there's the model we'll check out here in a second. This is similar to Valleybrook, just one single loop. Um, no park or anything, just 60 bucks a month. Very simple, straight to the point. Let's check out the model. All right, so this is Adams Homes model home in Sunset Landing. It's called Plan 2200. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,200 square feet with a 2-car garage. It's 1 story, and this is probably the most realistic model home that you'll see out of the communities that we tour today, as far as finishes go. You can see there's carpet in here. It's more so like an office slash model, as you can tell. The front room there that you'll see in a second is actually the sales associate's office, so I couldn't go in there, but that would be like a flex room in the actual home. And then you have a little small covered patio. This second bedroom, which is also a primary suite, it's kind of like a junior suite. And then you have your primary bedroom and bathroom over here. We'll talk about pricing and all that stuff here in a second, but this community again does not have any amenities, just $60 a month for road and street light maintenance and all that stuff. So yeah, we'll talk about the pricing and all that stuff now. So Sunset Landing actually isn't building from the ground up anymore. They're only selling their quick move-in homes. And as you can see here, there's 7 homes available. There's actually more though. I got an info sheet when I was there and there's 13 homes available, ranging from 311,000 to 347,000. The 347 is a 422. It's the 2000 CR model. So let's see if we could find that. 2000. Yep. So this one here. 340,000. Incentives are 20,000 for closing cost if you use the preferred lender of Adams Homes. Here's the floor plan here. But let's see if we can find some photos. Any photos? Nope, no photos. So sorry about that, but can't see. Oh, wait, here we go. So 340,000 for this 4.2. Yeah, it's 2,000 square feet, so really not too bad. 340, $60 a month HOA, and it's 75 homes in the community, as you can see here. So yeah, another one that we'll look at. Let's go to one of the more cheaper options. Let's look for 1485. Right here, this is 311,000. It is 1485 square feet. So I guess that's why they call it that. The 1485 and the 2000. Very simple, straight to the point. Yep, 311,000. So again, not too bad for new construction in a gated community for only 60 bucks a month. Obviously these pictures aren't that great. Definitely one of the more discount builders here in Spring Hill, or more affordable builders. And they're saying that the current incentive of 20,000 and rate buy down assistance, all that stuff, is going to go until 11/30/25. They'll probably just have a new promotion starting in January. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. The pricing seems a little bit better, but you're obviously getting less quality of home, or at least finishes wise. And then here's a quick map view to show you where this is located. So here is the model home. It's off of Landover Boulevard. And then there is Spring Hill. So a lot of these new construction projects are on the east side of Spring Hill. This one's closer to 50 or Cortez Boulevard. And then you're still in pretty good proximity to some of those other schools I mentioned as well. I believe I already mentioned this, but the zone schools for Sunset Landing are Spring Hill Elementary, Powell Middle School, and Springstead High School. I don't know why this populated here. That's incorrect, but yeah, that is the location. It's pretty close to Caldera and then also Valleybrook, which is maybe 10 minutes away as well. So again, let me know what you think in the comments about Adams Homes. If you have an experience with them, share it in the comments as well, and we will move on to the next builder. Our fourth community is going to be Anderson Snow Estates by MI Homes. It's located off of Anderson Snow Road in Spring Hill. We'll take a look at where that is on the map in a second, but this is the community. They have a playground. They've probably been building for the past 2 or 3 years. They do have a lot of inventory left still, but a lot has been completed as well. Lot sizes are standard. There are some larger lots that you can pick out and build from the ground up, but overall, you're going to be on a standard lot. This is the Carina 3 bonus. So it has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, a study, and a bonus room. It's 3,100 square feet. And yeah, we'll talk about the pricing and stuff in a second here, but let's just take a look at the home overall. This is your split floor plan. You have 2 bedrooms on the left when you walk in, your laundry room there on the right, and then what would be your garage is the office right now. Then it opens up to a nice dining and living space. This is probably one of my favorite models in this one and the other West Bay home that we looked at earlier in this video. There's a lot of upgrades though. This countertop here, or this extended island, is an upgrade for sure. And I just really like the beams on the ceiling in this home. For some reason, it just looks great. And then you have the primary bedroom and primary bath. There are a couple of these Carinas bonuses for sale now at $499 and $519, which both of those were dropped roughly 50 grand recently. So we'll talk about the incentives and everything else that's offered for quick move-ins. If you want to build it from the ground up, though, I don't have the pricing on hand, so when we get on the website, we'll take a look at that too. But yeah, that's the 4th bedroom there, and then you have another bedroom upstairs. Well, I guess that bedroom down there was probably considered the flex room because this is the 4th bedroom up here, and then the flex room downstairs, and then this is your bonus space. It's cool that this has a bedroom. It's kind of like your own little suite, similar to the homes by West Bay. And yeah, we'll talk about pricing. We'll jump in there now. All right, so Anderson Snow Estates has an HOA of $83 per month. There's no CDD, and the zone schools are J.D. Floyd, Powell Middle School, and Nature Coast Tech. I did make a mistake earlier in the video. I forgot that Nature Coast switched to a zone school as well, so you can be zoned for Nature Coast. But yeah, let's take a look at the location on this larger map. It's right off of Anderson Snow, hence the name Anderson Snow Estates. And there's also Anderson Snow Park, which I didn't mention earlier, has a new splash pad, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's obviously a huge plus. They have baseball, softball, and soccer at Anderson Snow Park. So if your kids plan on playing any of those, then you're right down the street, like literally 2 minutes. And then you also have a gymnastics place, Top Contenders Gymnastics. You're also close to County Line Road, where you have Publix. They're also building a Walmart Supercenter, and then of course you have the 589 right here as well. So all within 5 minutes. So it's a pretty good location. You're in southern Spring Hill, closer to southern Spring Hill and County Line. So You can get to Tampa a little bit quicker than if you're up here north Spring Hill. And then for quick move-in homes, they have homes as low as 364. That's a 3.2, 2,200 square feet, and as large as this Carina 3 bonus, which is the model we looked at. It's 499, and if we look at the photos, and you could see they have like special interest rate options, 2.875% for the first year, and I believe that goes up after year one. So we'd have to get the details on what that actually goes up to, but yeah, this is. We'll try and look at more photos. I don't see a button, but so a little bit different than the model, as you could tell, um, but still the same square footage and the same layout. If we look at some plans to actually build that model home that we talked about, the Carina 3 bonus, it starts at 497. So that's why you see the Carina, the one that's completed, is listed for 499. As far as incentives go for building from the ground up with MI in Anderson Snow Estates, you'll get 40,000 flex cash, and you'll also get the special interest rate financing if you use their lender, and they'll pay your closing cost. You can use the 40K to add upgrades to the home or buy down your interest rate further. You also can pick two of the following options right now. At least throughout the holidays, they're doing a special like pick two, which is you can pick from smart lighting package, a free blinds package, a fence $2,000 fence credit, or a $1,500 holiday savings credit, or a free 5.25 crown molding in the owner suite. So you have a couple of different incentives right now with MI. If you go with the quick move-in homes, then you'll get your closing costs paid for and supposedly savings on some of the purchase prices. At least that's how they advertise it. Like they slash the price. It's just, simple sales tactics. But a lot of quick move-ins can definitely provide you more information on any of these. You have another for 320 here, a Monet plan, 3.2, 1,500 square feet. So they have, anywhere from 300, the low 300s up to the mid fives here. This is a Sonoma. We'll take a look at this one. It's a larger home for 540. They don't have the updated photos or finished photos, but this is the floor plan. So you have a flex room, guest bedroom, kitchen, and family room. And then on the second floor, you have owner suite and your 3 other bedrooms, and then this huge game room, which is 19 by 17. So yeah, that is MI's Anderson Snow Estates. Our final community is Avalon West off of County Line Road. This community has 2 builders, MI Homes, which we just looked at, so we're not going to take a look at that model again. And then Inland Homes, which we will take a peek after this little community tour here. As you can tell, a lot of these communities are very similar as far as lot size and just overall look and feel. It really just depends on location and what floor plans and finishes you like the best from each builder. So that's kind of the decision if you do decide to move into a community like this in Spring Hill. But yeah, we'll take a look at the Inland Homes model here in a second, which is one of the builders in Avalon West. Real quick, before we look at Inland's model, we're going to talk about just Avalon West in general. So the HOA fee comes out to $66 per month. Zone schools are J.D. Floyd, Powell Middle School, and Nature Coast, same as Anderson Snow Estates. And then the location, we'll take a look at a larger map here. You could zoom in. We're right off of County Line Road next to the old Avalon, which is Villages of Avalon. And then you have Isles of Avalon, which is just completed the last 2 years. That was one of the newer Avalon communities by Lennar Homes. And then now you have MI Homes and Inland Homes, which is building Avalon West. So they're constantly building here in Avalon. You have a Publix right down the street, just as I mentioned about Anderson Snow Estates. The new Walmart will be built over here in this vicinity off of County Line. And then you have Anderson Snow Park again, the 589. So very similar location to some of the other builders, and pretty convenient in my opinion. I actually live right in this area as well in Crown Point. Um, and then if we look at some quick move-ins for real quick for MI, because we're not going to be doing a model tour of Avalon West MI because we just did Anderson Snow Estates and looked at that model. So you can refer to that model because you can build the Carina in here as well. Um, but yeah, this is the quick move-ins. If we just do a quick scan, I believe there's one for like 320, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, 345 for a 3.2, 1,700 square feet. And that is the marquee plan. And then you have another marquee for 354, 1,758 square feet. And then for a larger home, you have a Picasso, which is 2,900 square feet for 415. And then this Picasso C, which is 2,095 square feet. And as you can tell, pretty decent finishes. I like this kitchen. Won't look at all the photos, but just give you guys a glimpse and get a gist of the finishes. This is the lot size you can expect here and in a lot of these communities, unfortunately. But there are some, corner lots or special situated lots that give you a little bit more space, and you're obviously going to pay, a lot premium on those too if you do decide to select that lot and build on it from the ground up. But yeah, overall, those are the quick move-ins. I don't know if we can go to plans here. They have some of the same plans as Anderson Snow Estates, but then they have some of their own unique plans that they're building in Avalon West. Like, I believe the Picasso and the Barcelo are the two that come to mind. You have an Alenza here starting at 445, which is 3,300 square feet. And then you even have some Miralago plan, which is up to 3,800 square feet starting at 465. So that's a lot of house for that price. Obviously, that's the starting price. But they also give you flex cash, as I mentioned, the 40,000 in flex cash, and they pay for your closing costs. So yeah, any questions on this community or these floor plans or the other details that we might not have covered, you can always reach out to me directly. But I can get you because there's so much information to share, so many different plans, so many different quick move-in homes. Just really wanted to give you guys a glimpse in. We'll check out Inland Homes. Sorry, my phone just rang. We'll check out Inland Homes model, and then we'll talk about them a little bit and see what pricing they have. All right, so this is Plan 404 from Inland Homes in Avalon West. This is a 2,200 square foot home, 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2 car garage. It's on 1 story. They had one quick move in for this one at 375. I actually really like the layout. It's pretty unique compared to like your standard Florida home. You have like a little flex room here, or I guess it's like a bedroom, but a good location for an office. And then it opens up to the living space. It's open, but it's also like kind of a little bit more cozy compared to, just like a wide open plan. Um, and the back, there's a back or side door there off of that little butler's pantry. Then you have the dining and the patio here. And this is where I really liked how different it was, like your master suite. The bathroom in particular, I thought it was pretty cool. Had the separate vanities and then the walk-in closet. But yeah, this is the Plan 404, it's called, 2,200 square feet. And next we'll just talk about inventory and pricing and all that stuff. All right, so as I mentioned when we covered Avalon West and we talked about MI, this is Inland Homes, same thing. It's the same community. So JD Floyd, Powell, Nature Coast. We showed you the map already. This is the incentives they have. So it's up to 20,000 back on quick move-in homes, and then you also get an interest rate that's 1% below today's current rates. If we go to Avalon West in general, this is what we really didn't cover. They have a pool. There's also a playground, a park, pool, and then or I said pool, and a gym. So there's the playground, the pool. That is Avalon's pool. So you have access to that. And then the gym. So yeah, we look at some inventory. We'll go to homes for sale. You have the 404, which is we just looked at. That's 375. And then you have a Hazel for 357. That's 2,000 square feet of 4.2. I kind of want to see if they have some photos for us to check out. It does not look like it because that's just the model pictures. So yeah, with these, we'd have to go and look in person to look at each specific home. Um, yeah, they have another Hazel for 355, a Bedford, which is 2,696 square feet. It's a two-story for 416, four bedroom, three bath. And yeah, there's even more inventory as well. But this gives you a good idea. Elmwood, which is a 2-2, that's in the Cascades though. So I think that's all they have in Avalon, was those ones we just looked at. Um, so yeah, not too much quick move-in availability. Let's see if I can find the actual floor plans, and maybe we can home designs, maybe. Yep. So this one, the Hazel starts at 340, Bedford at 400, Monterey at 320, Laguna at 309. There's a bunch of them. But yeah, that gives you a good idea at the starting prices. Obviously, you're going to have options to add. Some examples could be like 8-foot interior doors, tray ceilings in the foyer, utility sink, quartz countertops, the lot size or lot location. That could be a premium. But yeah, you're getting the 20,000 and the 1% below market interest rate with inland. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this one. HOA again is $66 per month. It's paid quarterly, but it comes out to $66 per month. So yeah, that is Avalon West, Inland, and MI Homes.
That wraps up this video. Again, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. It really helps support the channel. And for the third time in this video, if you're looking to move to the Tampa Bay area, I am a realtor. You can reach me directly using the contact information in the description below.